Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Black Tank. Thank y'all for coming. Want y'all to enjoy yourselves on the show. And I will now be turning this over to the moderator.
Hello, everybody. Good evening on the continent and good afternoon in the diaspora. Good evening everywhere. Blessed day to you all. I am Lade, aka Niggas Daffody, and I'm the moderator for tonight's show. So, quickly, I'll bring in our guests from Nigeria and Ghana. We have Streets from NRM, Nigeria Resistance Movement. We have Shaka Bulan from African Chess School, and we have Comrade Ga. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Good evening, my moderator.
Good evening.
This is Ozigbe Odion from Nigeria Resistance Movement.
Welcome, brother. Shaka Bulan, are you there? Shaka. My brother, welcome. Please, can you speak up louder a bit?
Yes,
All right, please do.
Zola Kabulan. I'm the founder of African Chess School. In African Chess School, we use
Sorry, bro, please, can you speak up? I can't really hear you.
yes. My name is Zola Kabulan. I'm the
Okay.
founder of African Chess School. In African Chess School, we use philosophy behind the game of chess to explain it, to explain philosophy, explain psychology, explain difficult forces that we believe to help the mind of black people.
Okay. Thank you. That's Shaka Bulan, the father of African Chess School in Nigeria. They deal with they have the ideology of solving black problems with the game of chess, I believe. uh Ga, please, are you here? Hello, Ga. Comrade Ga. Okay, I think we might
Hello,
have lost Ga. Oh, okay.
hello, good day, everyone. I am Hamiola Ga
Good
from.
day.
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you,
Okay, okay. I am Hamiola Ga from Pan African Federalist Movement International.
okay. Okay,
And
welcome, Ga. So
thank you for hosting me on this
all
show.
right, all right. Okay. So thank you all for coming once again. Thank you, audience, for joining us. Blessings upon you all and good tidings in your endeavors. So I'll brief the audience and the panelists the rules and guidelines briefly. Each panelist will answer the question in the orderly manner. So you'd have to keep your answers crisp and concise. Also, there is conversational freedom. Feel free to engage if you have something to say in respect to what you might hear, and one person has to talk at a time. Generate light and not heat, so we can have a healthy debate when it comes to being a debate. And if there is ever a heat, I, as the moderator, I reserve every right to mute the overlap. Before we realized the lies told about Africa, what was your view about the outside world? Hello.
Hello. What was that question for me?
It's general. I already stated. Did you hear me when I listed the rules?
Yeah, I was hearing, but you went off at the time. So
I'm so sorry about that. Must have been my
yeah.
network. Okay, so I threw my first question before you knew much more about the outside world, before you realized the lies that were told about Africa in general. What was your first view of the outside world? That is, how did you? What was your perspective of the outside world? Whenever they told you about the Western world, what came to your mind?
Okay. Good evening, debaters. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. It's so crazy. Before I realized the lies that were told about Africa, my views were very crazy. Now, going back to my old paradigm, I mean, my old ways of thinking before the shift and change of
Mm-hmm.
mindsets. Before
Mm-hmm.
I became informed to know that we've been misled spiritually and miseducated mentally. You know, I
Mm.
see myself as inferior being to those who enslaved us. For one to unconsciously value what he is not and overvalue what he really is so maddening to me. Before I realized the lies we were told about Africa, my view about the world goes like this. Okay, let's start from here. As a believer then of anything I was told and taught about
Mm.
Africa, you know, Africa was like hell and imperialist land.
Mm.
That's what I consider them to be. The imperialist land was like the heaven. You understand?
Yeah, I feel you.
Africa was like a farmland and a marketplace where everyone was created to hustle, you know. And after the whole hustling, we now go abroad to go settle, to
Mm.
build home, to build houses there, to invest over there. That's how I view Africa and the
The Western
imperialists,
world.
the Western world. Okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
So I used to see Africa again as a place for the cost, the poor,
Mm.
and the less privileged, and the imperial world became a place where we don't deserve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
Uh,
you.
so you understand? Except
Yeah,
we
it
are
was more
given
like heaven.
except we're given the privilege to go there. This is why this is why the
Hmm.
then American visa lottery became a key to the gates of hell. And now we are seeing Africa like the hell. Now,
Hmm.
which is Africa? No, for the few who will be lucky to be given that key to open the gates and escape to that heaven, which is the Europe. This thing is so crazy. This is why I
Right.
am so rigid when I'm teaching Pan-Africanism now. So this is why you even see some families in churches, for instance, praising their messiahs and sharing testimony, thanking Jesus that for blessing their family, like for sending one of their family member to abroad,
Yeah.
sending him abroad. Even some family go as far as throwing parties. I don't know if you're
Hmm.
getting it. If
Yeah.
if if, if any of the family travel abroad, they will throw a big party, to celebrate. This is so crazy. So I even got to the extent that I start seeing us, the blacks, as evildoers, and the whites as angels and heroes. This is why whenever there is terror, crisis, chaos in Africa, we always cry out and start calling for help.
Hmm.
Call the international communities to come to our aid. You know,
Yeah.
so this
Till
has been
date.
till date. It has been passed on from generation to generation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the most crazy part is how how we've been how we unconsciously demonized our own culture. Like
Right.
our names, we don't even cherish our names and languages. Let me share one story. When I was in school, I used to bear this
Right.
very name I'm bearing now, Ozigbe. But I was very ashamed of that name. I had to change it to endurance. Why? Because that name was mocked and ridiculed by my
Hmm.
mates back then in school. So to tell anybody that my name is Mr. Ozigbe, my name is Ozigbe, became something that I cannot even think of. I cannot even see. So this has been how I've been living then before the paradigm shift, before the change of mindsets. You know, this and it's and people don't really know to demonize your culture and your names. People don't really know that this thing really affects us economically. We don't know the role economy play in development.
Hmm.
So let me just stop here, because if I want to continue, I'll have to take time. I don't want to do that. So thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Total.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was Comrade Street from Niger Resistance Movement, and sad story about. Sorry, please, to the next person. Same question.
Okay, I think I see, to be concise, I before I realize the lies we were told about the outside world. It's just like a greener pasture for every African
Hmm.
and a nice environment, and that's what I say about it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is that all?
So that's all. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Igiarue.
Yes, brother. Question.
Hello.
The question.
Yes. Before you realized the lies being told about Africa, what was your perspective of the Western world?
Okay. The truth is, I believe when I have money, I'm free. I used
Sorry,
to.
come again.
I, this is the way I used to look at the outside world. This
Hmm.
was used to be my reality.
Um,
When I have money, I am
was
free.
the question presented to me? I'm sorry.
So, are you listening, Abi?
Could you repeat the
Yeah, I
question?
can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me?
No, no, no. I was talking
Can you hear me now?
louder, a bit louder, please.
Okay, okay, okay. My point is, the way I look at the
Okay.
outside world is when I have money, I am free.
Hmm.
So there's structure uh, that has been painted in many Nigerian youth and many Gambian, many Zimbabwean, all African youth. We believe that money is what will earn us our freedom. So
Hmm.
this is what guides our behavior socially, economically, in everything we do. We let go of our social value and every other thing because we believe when we have money we are free. So that is the only thing we know. So that was who I was, why I was And that was how I look at the outside world. If you agree.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shakabulan. So the summary of it all is our culture and our world here in Africa was bastardized and demonized extremely that we had to think more of the American dream, quote unquote. So that will lead me to the next question that I'll be asking for tonight. What can you say inspired your activism?
Okay. I think I'll go first.
Okay.
Uh, so this is a very vital question and a very important one for me. I before I became before I went fully into activism, I used to be a fighter in the streets, and I am still though, but my approach to issues and matters changed due to the level of consciousness. Now, I have passion for
Hmm.
justice, and I hate injustice like hell. I do anything to give justice who deserves it. Let me just put it that way. You know, I'm fearless. I make sure I don't lose any fight in the streets. It's either I retreat when I get into that fight, or I fight it to the end. You know,
Hmm.
so it even got to a stage I was looked up to. Like, people usually look up to me on the streets whenever a fight comes up, and I always get alerts. When intruders invade our territory, and these actions of my or my ways got my late mom, may her soul rest in perfect peace, worried.
Bless her soul.
So she tried to change me to what I am not. You know how this parents does now. So
Yeah.
now, back to the question: what really inspired my activism?
Activism.
So back then, when I got a call from Mr. Adeyinka, aka Oloye, that's Seun Kuti's manager, to join the Dance Story Dreams movement. I was still working in a German company, Julius Berger Nigerian PLC, as a checker. So
Hmm.
the orientation I got from the movement, you know, ignited my mind to see the systemic slavery going on in that company. The slavery of my own black brothers and sisters in a company owned by the imperialists. Let us consider them to be so. So I got sacked one day. Why?
Hmm.
For resisting a white supervisor who usually like preying on workers and sack anyone who dares to resist. So the
Wow.
anger of getting sacked in such manner triggered uh, my full participation in activism, in the struggle. So what I did was to go back home, then start buying. I bought some books, some books about leadership, patriotism, politics, and history, and so on and so forth. So that at least one can have a knowledge of the journey he or she wants to embark on. You know, this journey,
Hmm.
someone one need to expand the minds to understand what's out there. So that's how I got fully into activism.
Sorry,
So
before
thank you.
yeah, sorry, just a brief question afterward. Now, to you,
Okay.
Mr. Street,
Okay.
what books did you stumble on while regaining your consciousness?
Yeah, leader. It's a book about leadership. The first one I read was I can't really remember, but it's a book. It's about middle leaders or so. I can't really remember. I've
Oh,
forgotten
okay.
the name of the year. You know.
Okay. All right, next person, the initial question. Comrade Ga, are you there?
Okay, I'm here, my brother.
All right, bro.
Can you come, please, with the question again?
I said, what exactly inspired your activism?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. And it's three things that inspired myself into activism: is my conscience, my
Hmm.
thoughts, and the nature. Thank you.
Sorry, please come again. Hello.
led me to activism. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said three things led me into activism.
Okay.
And first
Your
is my
conscience.
conscience, and
Okay.
the second is my thought, and the third is nature,
Nature.
the universe.
Sorry.
I mean nature, the universe.
The universe. Oh, okay. Please, can you please expatiate on those 3 points a bit so we can understand better?
When you mean your conscience, like our great teachers has taught us, said, when you are blind to the evil around you in your community, to
Mm,
issues in your community, you are an
mm.
accomplice of that evil. So when you are an
So you
upright
couldn't
person
see evil.
and evils are going on around you and you know it's your fight, you are a bit educated, you're a bit conscious, you are a bit enlightened to know what's
Right.
damage and what has led to this situation. And if you have answers to questions that warrant these problems, why don't you organize people, raise their consciousness towards uplifting motherland, Africa, and black people worldwide. You
Right.
understand? So
Okay. Yeah, I do.
this is not about any other thing than thought, nature and consciousness. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Comrade Shaka Bulan.
Yes, brother.
Thank God. Thank the ancestors. Okay, now we can hear you loud and clear. Let's go, brother. Give it to us, please. What inspired your activism?
Can you please ask me your question?
I said, what inspired your activism?
You see, I studied biochemistry and I started working in a bank. It was
Okay.
that basic. So my reality was lost.
Hmm.
So when I was working in the bank, I was wondering that even if I had the chance to do that biochemistry, can I even do it? So I found out that I was so confused, and many of my friends are like that. Engineering, we all studied and came out, and so that was what inspired me. I started asking questions and I started reading books and understanding, and that was how I became Shakabulan. So, what inspired my activism was my reality. When I studied biochemistry and I was working in a bank, I wanted to know the reason why. So I started reading history and uh, the first book. Are you there? Are you listening to me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
I'm so sorry about that. Shaka, sorry. Back to you, Shaka. You said your
Eh, eh,
reality, which
Hello?
was
Are you
yeah,
there?
yeah. I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. What?
Yeah, your reality, which was a system that
Okay.
was not made for you, right?
Yes. Yes. This was it, bro. We all have this belief that when you go to school, you
Hmm.
get your degree, you come out, to get a job, and you're supposed to be what? You're supposed to become
Hmm.
what? Just become rich.
Hmm.
So it was after leaving the school, I understand that life is just more than just going to a place, getting a degree, coming out and becoming rich. You're supposed to
Hmm.
have a zeal, a desire, what you really want to become. So that zeal and desire was burning in my soul after my university, and I couldn't see a place to lay it on. So I was
Hmm.
confused. I was just walking like I was like, I mean, walking in the bush, right? So
Right.
everything was very, very confused
Hmm.
until something happened. Everything started making sense when I started reading African history.
Hmm. Like what certain history inspired you per se? Which ones did you
The
stumble on
first book
first?
I read was Decolonizing the Mind, Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Nice, nice,
So this
nice.
was how I started understanding. So my energy that I could have used to study something I would have really wanted to be then, but landed me in biochemistry that I just wanted to go to the school and get money. So my energy had no choice and nowhere else to go other than Pan-Africanism. So I can help other youth who are like me, who will not even encounter information that I have been lucky to have encountered.
Mm. All right.
Okay.
Okay, that will lead to the next question I have for tonight. There are a lot of fighters, people, a lot of activists that fought for the Black movement, and not just in the diaspora, but also on the continent. Say a couple of them like Fela Anikulapo Kuti, Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara, a large number of them. So, which one of them can you say is your supreme mentor, or do you consider your supreme mentor?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you once again.
All right.
Uh, now, considering the fact that I was still a Christian, a Christian brother, when I began activism, I knew nothing about Pan Africanism, I must confess, until I joined Niger resistance movement originated by Sheun Kuti. I used to read a lot about Martin Luther King, because he's also a pastor, like, he's a Christian too. So, and he also believes in non-violence revolution. So then I never liked Malcolm X, because of his ideology and his approach, because I consider it as too rigid and violent. Until the day I discovered that this Malcolm X I don't even like was one of those that mentored uh, the late Fela Anikulapo Kuti. That is a fighter that I respect and cherish so much. Then I began to make my findings and researches to really know why, as in what did Fela really see in this man, that what did he learn from this man. Let me just put it that way. you know Not so. I started reading about Malcolm X too. I bought some of his books. No, no, not really
Hmm.
books. I went online. I went online then because I couldn't afford the books then. I went online, so I did my
Yeah.
research. Then there's this quote of his that I saw that really inspired me. He said, never plan." He said, "Nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you equality, justice, or anything if you are not ready to take it as a man." You know, this is why I now realize, so all this why that we've been forming superhero, forming
Hmm.
celebrity, let's go out there to go fight for the people. So we've been fighting shadows, Nisha. This man really opened my eyes to this. So you get it, my brother. So that was when I knew that uh, that's one quote among like 100 of his quotes that really inspired me, that really opened my eyes. I really ignited my eyes.
Right.
That make me realize that we shouldn't be mobilizing ourselves to go fight for people. We should be
Hmm.
mobilizing ourselves to go fight with the people. In fact, We should even get ourselves organized against the system. That is my own ideology now, as it stands.
Hmm.
Because mobilizing against issues will take us nowhere. That is what we've been doing. Organizing ourselves against the system
Against the
is
system.
what will take us there. Because it's not because these people, these imperialists, it is not because they outnumber us. It's not because they are more than us, like one of our ancestors said. It is because we are not organized. That is
Hmm.
why it's look as if well, they are so intelligent, or they are so, they are so wise than us. So you understand? So these are the reasons
Yeah.
why this very Malcolm X, because he mentored a fella I respect and cherish so much. This is why he became my supreme mentor today.
Mentor.
Yeah.
Nice. I
Thank you.
also love Malcolm X. Like, big love for Malcolm X. He
Yeah, big love,
liberated
my
a lot
brother.
of minds,
Asu,
and he
Nasu.
continues to live within us. Yeah.
I share, I share.
Yeah. Blessings, brother.
Yeah.
Next person, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. Please, can I have your question again?
Of all the great fighters and heroes of black movements, which one of them, say Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, Nkrumah, there's a large number of them. Which one do you consider as your supreme mentor?
Well, every fighter has been a good teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but I considered Marcus Garvey, the founder of UNIACL, the most successful black nationalist leader that I consider.
Go on, brother. Sorry for sorry for cutting you. I was giving you some vibe.
It's okay, you're welcome.
Is that all?
That's all, bro.
Marcus Garvey?
Yeah.
No, come on, bro. That can't be all. Tell us how Marcus Garvey actually mentored you, how his works got to you.
Well, nothing too much. It's a small thing. If you understand philosophy and black people's problem, interconnections between those problems, you will see it has to do both with economy,
Yeah, I'm with you, brother.
in independence. Once you have this economy, once you have this economy and the political independence, yes, you can talk of an African nation. The only problem why it is difficult for black people to exceed beyond where it is today is because you want to become this, you want to become that. All the money is coming from the Western people. They determine what you design with the money they give to you.
Hmm.
You know, they
Yeah.
direct they direct their finances towards their own greatness. So when they actually give money to you, your black brother is going to think you are betraying. No, you're not betraying. You're being nurtured just to serve
Okay.
your boss, not to deliver your people. So if we are going to deliver ourselves, it just has to do with how economical we are to sustain our revolution, our people, those at home and diaspora. And Marcus Garvey was the only successful leader that can run the interconnectivity between blacks home, blacks in diaspora, connect them
Hmm.
through UNIACL, and it was functioning until late 80s, even in Nigeria, even in Ghana, even in Liberia, Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is still functioning. These are not about stumbling on book, These are not about stumbling on book. These are things we read, these are things we saw, and their evidence is
Right.
lived till today. The flag Pan
Mm-hmm.
Africans celebrate today was designed by Marcus Garvey, you know.
Right.
And as matter of fact, as matter of fact, Marcus Garvey never called his work Pan Africanism. He's a black
Hmm.
nationalist. Thank you.
Word. Oh, sorry. Briefly, comrade.
I'm here.
Shakabulan, please can you answer the question, the initial question? Which one of them fighters moderated, mentored you, or do you consider as your supreme mentor? Hello, hello, hello.
Fuck.
Hello?
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 Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I can hear you now. Hello?
Yes, I was asking which one of the freedom fighters, which one of the people that fought for the black movement and black consciousness do you consider as your supreme mentor?
Okay, I consider Dr. Mrs. Frances Welsing as my supreme mentor, even though it was Fela Kuti's song that sparked some inquiry in me and made me start reading books. But Dr. Frances Welsing made me understood Pan-Africanism, and she
Hmm.
helped me by even understanding Pan-Africanism. She even helped me to discover myself as a man. Because when you understand that this struggle is in the soul of every black person, she called it planetary consciousness. I mean,
Hmm.
she's deep because she knows what she's doing. Yes, and she's my supreme mentor.
Alright, thank you. My next question. Okay, so we have three different organizations here that are aimed at regaining black consciousness in the society, in diaspora, and on the continent. So my next question would be concerning your organization or your organizations. What's what are the overall mission and principles of your organization?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think I'll go. No, Nigeria Resistance Movement is a Pan Africanist group. Uh, and as a Pan Africanist group, our mission is to seek African solutions to African predicaments. We are Africans fighting for African advancement to unify all Africans and to revive our culture, values and heritages. So when we tell people that, well, we want to seek um, African solution to African predicament, so many brainwashed. Sorry to use that term, but I just have to say that. So many used to think we are trying to impose African voodoo or religion or whatever on them. They never
Hmm.
understand what Pan Africanism really means. So I used to give them one instance, like now. Let's see the music industry now, the hip hop, Olamide and Mode 9, a quick one. When Mode 9 started rapping, he was a good rapper, and we all know he raps in English, so
Yeah.
not all people were really understanding what he was saying. So he was like he was doing his thing to himself. He wasn't really selling his market to the audience, so he wasn't really making that money. So I don't know how Olamide, that Green and Rest, got to know how. the role culture play in development. So they adopted
Hmm.
our own indigenous language and start rapping in this language, though they were characterized as local rappers because of we don't value our own thing. But at the end, what happened? These guys really made this money. And where was Munai? Yeah, people start saying, Munai that raps well. He's not making the money. Unlike me that doesn't rap well, he's making the money. Oh God. It's not about rapping well. It's not about rapping. You see, it's about selling your market to the audience. It's about connecting. So these are the things that I usually explain to people. So when we say we want to seek African solution to African predicament, you know, all we do is adopt European concept to to solve our problems, which is not working for us. So and as NRM also has its guiding principles, which outline in its manifesto. So anybody that wants to really read these guidelines can just visit our website www.nigeriaresistance.org. One of the guiding principles is as grassroots based movements. We encourage the creation of cells across Nigeria, and the cells shall be guided by our own rules. Furthermore, every cells members are required to follow Nigerian resistance code of conduct. And considering those in diaspora, because we've been called, we've been asked that why are we not opening cells in the diaspora? Due to the distant barriers, and some people usually say. Why are we a Pan-Africanist group and we name our group Nigerian Resistance? Why not? Why don't we give it a diaspora name, like a continental name, like African Resistance? As I think these are the reasons why the core members came together to have a meeting. That the only thing we can do for those in diaspora, if for us to be a coalition partner, a coalition partner. We all know what coalition mean. Coalition means when two or more groups or organizations agree to work together as a partnership to achieve a common goal. Which is the reason why
Hmm.
which is the reason why we shouldn't even be wondering why we are here now. We are two or more groups and organizations working together right now. So this is what I'm
Right.
trying to say. So you understand? To come together as
Yes.
an organization and work together as long as we are sharing a common goal. So you
Hmm.
understand? Let me just stop there.
Yeah, I feel you,
So
bros. Yeah, bros.
uh,
Exactly what we're about here, bridging the gap.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why I love the program.
Yeah. Nice one. Nice one. Thank you very much, Comrade Street. I'm throwing the same question.
Okay, I'm here. So the question is,
What
is
is the mission, like the overall mission and principles of your organization?
thank you. The mission is to unite Black people, both urban and rural, self-independent its tendencies. And the principle is Black nationalism. Thank you.
Black nationalism. Bro, please can you help us
Thank you.
elaborate a bit on your mission and principles? I would love it if you could
You mean Black
elaborate.
nationalism?
Yeah, black
Thank you.
nationalism.
To unite, thank you, my brother. To unite Black people economically and socioculturally is a map that has been actually designed by Marcus Garvey, like I've said earlier, because he has the blueprint.
Okay.
The only thing we have to do on this blueprint is just to work on how it fits into this century which we live
Hmm.
in now. And how it fits in has been designed footprint already. And it's as simple as, let us think about it. How they build UNIA.
Hmm.
Let 1 million black people, both home and diaspora, transparently gathered $100 million. We can contribute one dollar to make $100 million with 100 million black people, both home and diaspora, contributing $1 million together. We are going to fight the economy. We are going to build on our own industrialization. We are going to build our own food, which saves us medically. We are going to
Hmm.
determine which life we live. We are going to determine what air we breathe. We determine which water we drink. This is not, it's not confusing. We
Hmm.
Until we can say we want to sponsor a black man to be Nigerian president, and until we can have a black nationalist president all over African continent, be it a black socialist president all over African continent, until then, alone, both black home and diaspora can earn respect from this imperialistic world that we are living. It's not too hidden. We see the way police kill black people in diaspora, same here in Nigeria, there in Togo, even in Ghana, anywhere, name it, Mali, Senegal, black men. The difference is black men on black men here, and the issue is white men on black men there. But no, these black men here are also being trained by these imperialists, and their duty is to keep the honor of their of their boss, who bankroll them. So the implications are clear about the principles and the mission. We are black nationalists here.
Right.
It's not about saying Pan-Africanism, and there's more to Pan-Africanism and there's more to black nationalism, but it's a strictly a black thing, because
Hmm.
an African European, the Afro aesthetic, if you study your etymology very well and you study the genetic aspect of black people, can you call people in Europe, in Tunisia, in Libya, in Algeria, in Morocco, can you call them your black brother? No, you can call them your African brother, but they are not your black brother. And the issue we are trying to
Hmm.
connect here is is a self-black issue, and it's not issue of being Pan-African alone. It's issue of saving black people first. We've seen races
Hmm.
that have been exterminated on this earth. Where is the Red Indians, the original owner of America, and where are the Aboriginal Australia in Australia? You know,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
we must learn by history. We must learn by history, and we must correct errors of our heroes past. Yes, it's good for us to read books, but when we read books, check the books you read. Majority of the writer write from their perspectives. You must be
Exactly.
you must be spiritually connect to what you have minds or plans to serve or to do. It's not just it's a call. It's a call. It's a
Hmm.
duty to some people. There are people who are born to play this role. They don't train people to leadership. Leadership is
Hmm.
inbuilt. Yes, they play the role, they build the role. No, that is a thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade Ga.
You're welcome.
Comrade Shaka. Comrade Shaka Bulan. Shaka Bulan has gone to do something else, I'm guessing.
Here, can you ask your question, please? Ask your question. I'm here.
Ha. Brother, are you with us at all? Are you with us in spirit?
Yes, I'm with you, brother. Lade, I'm here.
Okay, 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 bro. All right. So,
I'm here.
the question was, what are the overall mission and principles of your organization?
Mission and principle of my organization. Thank you
Yes.
very much, brother.
Yeah.
Um, in African Chess School, we use the truth behind the game of chess to reorientate our people. You see, bro, the problem is people are not thinking.
Hmm.
Underdevelopment is more of intellect and lesser of what we
Hmm.
see. So let's make people start thinking. The first thing is people don't even ask question. You know,
Hmm.
see, bro, the point is human resource has been said that it can give us great wealth by many, many people, even including Bill Gates. But we ourselves, we don't know these things because we haven't even discovered ourselves yet. Africans are not thinking. We have billions of Africa all over the world, and yet, what do we have? I mean, what do we have of that? Blacks here, locals here. I mean, the ones that are not able to go to the university, they see themselves not privileged enough. But in African chess school, we go to the streets. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I feel you.
We go to the streets, the ordinary street boy that believes that he does not have anything to offer. We introduce him to the philosophy behind the game of chess, not just by teaching him that this is the king, this is the queen. No, we tell him that this is the black king and this is you. That's we call that personality identification. Then after that, then we move to history. We discuss history with them by telling them that okay, this is the king, this is Menes, 3100, the Manu United, the Upper Kemet and Lower Kemet. We show them the night. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm
You
feeling you,
know,
brother.
you know. For example, look at that night when we use chess to explain history. We've heard about Alexander the Great. We've heard about Julius Caesar, but nobody have heard anything about many black knights like Toysant Louverture. So I mean,
Hmm.
why we are teaching these students pawn, piece, bishop, Imhotep, we try to attach an historical figure, and then the students themselves will be undergoing self-learning. Because when you use chess to explain any particular thing to someone, it's like the person is watching a movie. Because when the person is being explained to, you have to understand it and think about it yourself.
Hmm.
So this is how I see youth, street boys. I mean, we gather together. We are more than 20. I mean, you have to see how people think. Okay, do you know just by saying we call ourselves black man, when I call you black man, you say Onyim. By calling ourselves that, we even foster self-love from black person to another black, so we can suppress the war
Sorry,
of tribalism going on between us.
sorry to cut you short now. What does onion mean? You know, we
Onyem
are not
means
all Nigerians here. Okay.
okay. When I call you black man, you answer Onyem. Onyem is an Igbo language that means my person, my person.
Okay.
So we are doing that to suppress tribalism.
Hmm. So it's a
Because I have
generalized
Igbo,
word now.
yes, I have Igbo, Yoruba. Okay, on the game of chess in my school, when they tell you check, we don't tell you check, we tell you Duba. Duba is an Hausa language that means check.
Hmm.
We are trying to tell people that let us start thinking about ourselves, black people. So even the chess itself, we are teaching it from the black side. They say white can move first, but I also discover the science at which black can also move first. Everything is about psychology. You have to
Hmm.
rearrange the way the black mind is called critical thinking and analytical skills. I tell my students critical thinking is when it's like when you're digging into the ground, you want to know. Then after you dug, analytical thinking is like when you hang your clothes and you compare them. So all these things, why they're doing it, this if you play chess, these are because chess is about crushing the opponent's mind. So when you play chess, you start asking questions, you read your history, the best in you, who you are will come out. Then when who you are comes out, then Africa will be free. Igiaruwe.
Hmm. African chess school.
Igiaruwe.
Very. Thank you. Thank
So
you very much.
yeah, the
So
second one is he said our principal, the principal. Let me just go straight to the principal, and we run it like a school. I believe a school like a university that has, a university can have everything, all the activity going on in the outside life. is happening in the university. So we run
Hmm.
it more like a university that has in itself a nation, a community of its own people. So we have doctrine, we call it African Chess School Maths, like MAAT. The math
My
was used
art.
by ancient king, yes, of course, Ramses II, Tutmosis III. So we also use it in African Chess School. We say African Chess School Maths, and everybody answer order, balance, harmony, justice, reciprocity, truth, and righteousness. Thank you, bro.
Okay. So your principles is based on the Ma'at that supposedly or alleged to be the source for the biblical Ten Commandments. Interesting. Very interesting. Uh, okay, now straight to my next question, and I would say probably the final question I'd ask for tonight before I let the audience in to ask their questions. Uh, how has the principles of your organization given you any reason whatsoever to want to have dealings with diasporans? Because as far as I can remember, portrayed, they've given. Hello, can you all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, we are
Okay,
here. We can
so
hear
I
you.
was saying, yeah, I was saying, sorry, my network is bad. One of the problems we have in Nigeria, bad network all the times, even if you're on mountaintop. So I was asking, there are different misconceptions about the diasporans and the continentals, but you're in an organization that wants you to deal with the diasporans and advises or encourages that you can deal with the diasporans. How has your organization been able to motivate you to deal with the diasporans?
Okay. Okay. Uh, Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for that question. I think it's very important we discuss this because so many Pan Africanists and revolutionaries have been they've been having uh, arguments and differences on this very topic we're about to discuss here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
now I used to ask them, before you do anything in life, you need to understand what you really want to go into before you start walking into it, or before you even start at all. You know,
Hmm.
like, okay, now we are all Pan Africanists. Do we all know the meaning of this very Pan Africanism we're talking about? Because I believe if everybody knows the meaning, I don't think people should be having problems with working with those in the diaspora, because I don't understand. Now,
Hmm.
Pan Africanism is, you know, is a principle or advocacy of the political union of all the indigenous inhabitants of Africa.
Hmm.
Inhabitants of Africa. They didn't say in Africa. Are you getting it? Of
Yeah.
Africa. You see, it is the idea that people of African descent have common interest and should be unified. So they did not say they want to advocate for people in Africa. They said of Africa. Now these are two different meanings. Now,
Hmm.
as Nigeria Resistance Movement is an organization who strongly believe in conscious revolution before the field battle. You know, We know that when a mind is fixed, the problem will surely fix itself. Like Comrade Shakabula said then, you know, like late Fela Kuti said that to be a real African, you must have an identity. And to have an identity, you must decolonize your mind and embrace Africanism. You know, even the diasporan people, to me, they are more African than those living in Africa because they have researched, studied this history to know that to know that to know our values, heritage, and roots, and to see every black man out there, whether in USA, or whether in New York, or whether in Nigeria, whether in Ghana, to see them as a true reflection of who they truly are. Now, to me, my movement believes that the struggle is beyond where you were born and bred. You know, and it's not about where it's not about the land or or the physical look. It's about the mindset now. Are you
Right.
getting it? So
Yeah, I'm
since
feeling you.
definition says the advocacy of all the indigenous inhabitants of Africa. So why do some of us usually say you are not living in Africa, so you don't belong to this struggle. You have to come to Africa and come and struggle. As in
Hmm.
me, I usually see that as nonsense and petty talk. You know, when that are even saying this rubbish, they that are even saying this rubbish are still, unconsciously married to European and Arab or whatever culture, So this is what my own organization. This is why we can work together as one with diasporans. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Street.
You're welcome.
Comrade
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, Mr. Moderator. Hello, Mr. Moderator.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me as well?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you want me to go? Do you want
Okay.
me to ask the question again?
Please go ahead. Please let me have the question.
Okay. I said, how has your organization helped to equip you, or how has your organization encouraged you to work with diasporans, despite the misconceptions that have been said about diasporans and the misconceptions many diasporans have about, most especially Nigerians? When you go online and you're talking to an American, a black American, the first thing that comes to their mind when they hear you're Nigerian is that you are more likely to scam them. And the first thing that comes to your mind when you see a black American, or the misconception that goes round concerning black Americans, is either they are into drugs, they are coons or gangbangers, as they portray in the movies. But somehow you've been enlightened, and you belong to an organization that encourages you to work with diasporans. So how has the principles of your organization, how has it been able to equip you to want any collaboration with diasporans?
Thank you. As a matter of fact, history will speak itself. In
Mm-hmm.
2018, Pan-African Federalist Movement hosted a congress at Ghana, tag All African People's Congress.
Right.
Majority of Black Americans were there. Dr. Amzata from California, the daughter of Malcolm X, and quite a number of Black Americans. that are
Hmm.
known were there. So
Right.
working with diaspora should not be a problem to a black man. It's like I said earlier, our issues, our problem are interconnected. You know, at some point
Mm-hmm.
we were families, we were trained together, but to fight against slavery, but they won our ancestor. And let's be realistic with this issue. As black people, we need each other to earn that respect, the final respect that we all clamor for. If Africa is successful, the whole black in diaspora will love to come back to Africa.
Mm.
Now, I'm not talking about any African country being a scam, being a fraud. It's an individual thing. If you choose to be a fraud,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead with it. You will see
Right.
the results. So if you want to be a genuine person, go ahead with it. Recommendation and your result will speak for you. So it's an individual thing, my brother. And then if you realize the struggle, you will understand that they are interconnected. We need each other to coexist.
Right. I'm with you, brother. Hello.
The population must not be extinct from this world.
Hmm.
As far as black race
Okay.
is living, economically we are independent, socio-culturally we are independent. When people talk about reading histories, people wrote histories. We shouldn't make mistakes.
Hmm.
And we must also understand that people will write according to their own research and their perspectives.
True. True.
We
True.
must judge our situation by what is physically facing us.
Hmm.
In this century, our situation should grow beyond book. Majority of the writers, they are Pan-Africanist celebrity moneymaker, like we have talkatives
Hmm.
all over the world today. It is not about talking,
True.
it's about doing. Show evidences
Hmm.
for what you have been saying. Evidence should be proofs for what job your organization is doing. I'm not here to compete because I know black people love arguments but don't like working, and that's why we
Hmm.
are still stagnant as we are. Instead of us to talk about development, how we can coexist and work towards one achieving aim, the economical independence and the political independence. Everybody knows when you don't have these two, you are going nowhere.
Hmm.
So if black in diaspora don't play their important role of the economic power they have over black people in motherland, the white people will keep ripping Africa up. It's a rape and
Hmm.
it's a shame. If black people in diaspora can organize themselves into 20, 30 groups and come and invest in several sectors that these white bitches
Hmm.
are coming to here, we are going to go far. Come down here. Don't send money to people. Don't listen to people's proposal. Come down. Come and meet who you're dealing with.
Right.
This is how you do business. So if someone chose to be a scam, it could be a scam. That's the person. It's an individual thing. Even in the US, they support the scam. That is why it is easy. I used to tell people, this is an example. I'm sorry for taking time. Let me just break this down.
No, no, no. I'm feeling you.
The white men, the white imperialists created computer, true or false?
Man, there are levels to
Black
it though.
black
Because
man,
I can say for sure
black man
that binary was created from Ifa.
for him refer I know, but they
Yeah.
hijacked everything and made it theirs. It's normal. You
Yeah.
can't. They get money from it. Ifa is not making money from it. That's the reality. That is why I'm telling people, you face the reality so we can check out the problem and the solutions. We check balance them.
Nice.
So what I'm
Mad,
saying is
mad.
they make money from this computer. Who is the market? Who is the one buying the computer? Black people. If they don't throw cheap money to them, how are they going to afford Apple laptop for about $2,000 in Nigeria just to buy Apple
Hmm.
laptop? Used American used Apple laptop is about $2,000 a year to buy American used laptop. Who is going to buy it if not Africans? The Apple phone, who is buying it if not Africans? White people don't use all these expensive phones.
Hmm.
So it's black people who wear designers. It is black people who wear expensive things. It is black people who ride expensive cars, not them. So they make all these things for them. And we are a consumer generation. So
Hmm.
they do all these things for us. And they use our money to run themselves, keep us in slavery, and we keep going like that, and generation to generation, and we keep talking theory and not being practical for once. Marcus Garvey built hotel, he built industries, he built lot of things. He own where they do car, he do everything. What are this generation showing as evidences of their Pan-African delivery? It's about 4 decades Garvey gone.
Hmm.
So we can't all be talkatives. The positions are clear. If we want to do anything together, we will sit down, set leadership board, put money on the table, invest in our immediate community. If any black in diaspora wants to invest in Africa, he must be ready to leave where he's investing his money. You can't just put your money somewhere and you sleep in, that itself on its own. It's slavery.
Yeah.
That's on its own, it's slavery. That's what people don't know.
Like everything we work for here and over there, we just work to also pay them the money. It's more like a pyramid scheme. We work to make money from them,
You
then we
understand?
return the
You
money
work,
to
you
them.
you you work there, you work there, you work there, you send money here, but here, do they work
Hmm.
to send you money here, where you are? And it should be interconnectivity. It should be interconnect. It should be something that
Hmm.
when it comes from down, then from down it must get to the top. If it is by physical cash or it is by final product that is coming to become part of the competitive market in America, and it must be black based market.
Hmm. Right.
Marcos already designed all this. These positions are clear. Please, my lord, let me just rest here. The positions are clear. They are very clear.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Comrade Shakabulan. Okay, thank you very much, Comrade Ga. Much blessings, brother. Comrade Shakabulan. Comrade Shakabulan. African Chess School. Comrade Shakabulan. Okay, so I'll just move to my final question till Shaka gets here. Then I'll um talk on the question. I'll ask the question over again. So yes, it's been a very wonderful show, and I've actually learned a lot just in the course of the few minutes we spent on here. And I would just like to throw this question in, my final question. How Okay, I need to rephrase this properly. Okay. Hello? Yeah, okay. So my final question is, what exactly can you say is the school of thought that is guiding your school, not the principles now. The principles are the guidelines that you go by, but there definitely has to be some school of thoughts. And I don't just want you to answer that question because it's my final question. I would like you to go on from the question to um, whatever it is that you have to say about the whole bridging the gap thing. If you have an initial comment that you should have made for a long time, or you have some sort of um, address to the audience and everyone out there who this program will find in good health and in peace. So what is the school of thought that you go by, not just the principles or mission now, the school of thought that you go by, that your members also live by daily?
Uh, um, Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Well, I thought you said the the previous question you asked. I thought you said that was your last question. Though you skipped question number 5, which was supposed to be on whose school of thought was your organization founded.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
that should be the question. So yeah, I won't like to say much on this because let me first define uh, school of thought, as in we all know that it is the perspective of a group of people who share common characteristic of opinion or outlook of philosophy,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. In a nutshell, it's a particular philosophy or a way of thinking about something. And to me, uh, uh, though I wasn't there when my organization was originated, you know, but to my own understanding, since the originator of the organization itself is Sheun Anikulapo Kuti, I believe the organization was founded on his late father, Fela Anikulapo Kuti philosophy. That's
Hmm.
to my own understanding,
Yeah.
but the approach is just different. Yeah, I believe he's just a young revolutionary Pan-Africanist who picked up the baton of the struggle race where his father dropped it.
Music.
So
Hello. Sorry,
that's
I'm back.
Sorry, please. I would ask you the questions together.
okay. That's
Yeah,
all. That's
sure.
Okay,
all.
okay, brother.
That, that's all. Let me
Okay,
stop there.
okay, okay. I'll come back to you, Commissioner. Thank you very much. Commissioner, Commissioner, can you hear me? Okay, so I
Yes,
was
I can hear
asking
you.
that how has the principles of your organization given you a reason to come together to work as one with the diasporans?
Okay, firstly, the philosophy behind my school is that, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Is that to use the philosophy to change the way our people think, so we can have a
Right.
sane war, because we know there's a racial war going on. So let's first of all let all of us be on a page. Now, you see, whenever I'm teaching someone chess, they usually ask me that this black and white square, what is the meaning? See, in chess, there's something they call positional play. The only thing people know is people believe that it's all about moves, but position matters a lot on the chessboard. Now, I believe that blacks in diaspora and blacks all over the world are staying on the white. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. Go on. I'm with you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. Go on.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I can hear you. Loud and
I
clear.
said that on the chess, I believe that if we understand what I'm about to explain now, we ourselves will see the reason why blacks in diaspora have to unite with blacks in Africa. On the
Hmm.
chessboard, something they call positional play. Positional play is when both players are playing for a particular square. Now there are two squares on the chess. We have the black square and the white square. The black square symbolizes black countries like Congo, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, while the white square
Right.
symbolizes Canada, USA, and all. Now, we are fighting for a square to deliver checkmate. Now,
Hmm.
after explaining to my students how squares affect game and they themselves move on the chessboard and see the importance of squares and positions. Now, then I said that how can blacks in that one student asked me that Shaka, how can blacks in diaspora try to fight white and they are the ones that are winning?
Hmm. Hello. Hello.
If they try, hello, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
So what we believe is we have to understand our positions and know the positions that we have. This is war. Everything
Hmm.
matters. Everything matters. Not just moves. Not just what we are going to do. Not just what blacks in diaspora are ready to do. What not just the plans they have, but how about the positions they are standing? How about the squares they are is that square favorable to them?
Hmm.
So we be using the philosophy behind the game of chess in the racial war to unite ourselves. Africans all over the world, we have to have a strong black kingdom, a strong black organization that will fight for the people on all files. The first file is the economical file, second file is the
Hmm.
educational file, the third file is the entertainment file, the fourth file is politics and law, fifth one is religion, the sixth one is labor, the seventh one is sex and play,
Wow.
and the last one, like which
Yeah.
is the eighth file, is war.
War. Are you still with us, Shaka? Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, audience. We have shitty networks here in Nigeria, so you need to bear with us. Uh.
Hello?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And the
Thanks for
last
coming.
fire, and the last fire, boo,
Yeah, I
is
can hear
war.
you.
Is
War.
war. Yes. So we're playing on the eight files. Blacks in diaspora, any which of this file you are active on, you have to understand that you are on the position, you're on a white square, and this is a
Hmm.
war. Chess is not about what we are going to do as our moves, but also about position. So I believe blacks in diaspora, blacks in Famosa, Indochinas, blacks of China, everywhere.
Hmm.
Let's acknowledge the fact that the black square is where we should start our foundation, our formation. Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. Thank you very much, Comrade Shaka Bulan. Um, Before we go in for the questions from audience, I would like to give you all some minutes to say something to the audience and to the world in general, because this live stream could go to any length. We never can tell. So, what do you have to say in representation of your movement, your organization at this point?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. And I also acknowledge my co-debaters.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no much. There's no much. I don't think. I don't think we are all I believe we all know what's on ground. We all know uh, we all know what uh, we should be doing, but we just don't want to do it. That's what me I feel. You know, uh,
Hmm.
Fela Anikulapo Kuti, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Kwame Ture, Nkrumah, Lumumba, and the rest have already drawn the blueprints. You know, they've already given us, they've already set the pace. You know, so all this uh, bringing up different ideologies, coming up with, to me, I just see it as I see it as want to come prove myself as an ideologist. You know, why not study these people? Okay, we've studied these people, we've read them. Now, how are we going to apply these things? Is the question. You know, how are we going to apply these things? You know, so to me, it's all about commitment, number one,
Mm-hmm.
uh, consistency, which is very important, and sacrifice. Hmm, that is very vital. Nobody wants to sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Hmm.
Nobody wants to sacrifice. And the greatest sacrifice in life, which people do not know, is time. It is time. For
Hmm.
instance, ask anybody to come join your struggle. Or, okay, there's a symposium happening somewhere. Come and participate and let's rock minds. You know, the next thing they will tell you is, "I don't get time. Time, time with my me they take make money. I can't go to waste time." That is it. Unconsciously, they're telling you
Mm-hmm.
they cannot give you your time. See, this time is what we cannot give. You know, it's not about the
Hmm.
money now. Me, I used to tell people, see, money is secondary. Seriously, the money will come if the money can come from anywhere. But who wants to do it? Who wants to
Hmm.
take up responsibilities and the task? Nobody. That is the problem we're having. No, not money. We all can decide. Everybody can contribute money. I can contribute 1 naira. I can contribute 20 naira. I can contribute anything. I contribute is still money, but not everybody can contribute their time. So, to me, I believe the commitment is the most important thing here now. How committed are we to this struggle?
Hmm.
So let me just stop there, Mr. Moderator. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Comrade Streets. Very
You're
much
welcome.
appreciated. Comrade Ga, are you still with us, sir?
Yes, moderate. I'm here, very much.
Yes, please. Do you have anything for the audience, for the world?
So what's the question, please?
It's not a question now. I just want you to give
Well,
a message to the world in general. The black world. Let me put it that way.
well, well, I think it's time to do. It's not time to talk.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then the black will make A while the sun shine.
Sunshine.
If I
Right.
will elaborate on that word, if I will elaborate on that word, is that now that the West are weak, the pillars of capitalism is shaking. This
Hmm.
is the high time that black people tap into Africa, especially West Africa, where the where the pillar of capitalism is situated. So whatever anybody don't understand about economy, if you don't understand economy, you cannot win politics. It is only a baby who goes into
Hmm.
a war with machine gun without a food and community. What
Hmm.
about the women? So it's the positions are clear that you can't do anything without economy. Like we have said, no organization, No succeed, no succeed leadership that has beat the success of Marcus Mosaic Garvey. His organization skill, his economical skill, and he has done that with just grade 4, and he's not a celebrity whatsoever. So all what we are saying is our positions are clear and we are speaking with evidences. These are ideological clarity, and that is the problem we have with many organizations, that we will never work in coalition or link ourselves with such organization. It's a clear position. It's a clear position that we want to work as a black nationalist towards black greatness, towards black development, both home and diaspora, the connectivity, the spirituality, the Ifa trado connectivity between the black race must be revived. You said about binary code of Ifa the other time. Arithmetics and mathematics, further maths and everything, physics, chemistry, it is only when you study that you understand deep. The deeper you are, the deeper your thoughts, the deeper you read, the deeper you understand. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
I have a brother here. Okay, okay. Uh, Comrade Shaka Bulan, Comrade Shaka.
Yes, brother. I'm here with you, brother.
Welcome back, brother. Welcome, brother. So, it's no more questions from me. I don't know
Okay.
about the audience yet. Audience, if you have any questions for the panelists, please use the please use the link I'm posting in the comments right now. So, Shaka,
Yes.
what I was saying, yeah, I said if you have any message to the world from your organization or from yourself to the world right now, please do so right now.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, what I have to say is, black people all over the world,
Mm,
I understand everything that is going on, but first of all, what I usually say is we have to be calm. I know there's a lot of killing going on, especially blacks in diaspora. Me telling you calm is like, but yet we have to be calm because this is a racial war. It is a war. Any move we make cannot be returned. We have to be emotionless, like the people we are dealing with. This is a racial war. Before you as a black person anyway, you are making any move, you have to be sure about that
mm,
move, and you have to make sure
mm-hmm.
that that move will be of substantial results come back 300 years from now. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I have one question for you, most especially African Chess School.
Igiarwe.
My question is this: your ideologies, your school of thought, your principles, based on my art and the whole chess game. But I know chess to be a game that starts with the white player and the winner becomes white. Do you still play by these rules whenever you're
Now,
teaching your?
thank you very much, Ladi. While I was
Yeah.
explaining, I said that the first thing is we use the philosophy behind the game of chess to explain history. Everything has been whitewashed. When you look at the even Christianity is like a Bible is the tools that Christianity is using to complete the process. Chess is the tool that we'll be using to reanalyze the brain of the black man back into Africanism. Now, on the chessboard, white move first. Do you know why? Now, I will say this clearly and plainly. White, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you, brother.
White move first because white color is at the extreme right hand square of the board. When you look at the right
Hmm.
hand square, you see when we're going to count, you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. The H square is going to be at your right hand. See, the color there is white. on both players because so
Right.
that means that the color on the left hand side is what, bro? Is black. You see the
Right.
psychology. Do you understand? Just like when they
Hmm.
say
Yeah.
God is white and devil is black. It's still the
Hmm.
same psychology on the chessboard that let the color black be on the left hand side and let the color white be on the so this is the real secret, people. Any color that stays on the right hand side move first. So 4/2, 2/2 is 1. So if you want black to move first, you just rearrange the chessboard and make sure that same black square is now on the right hand angle. So we don't teach chess from the white man side, no. We teach chess from the black side. Black can move first, and that's it, bro.
And black plays first after winning.
Yes, black plays first. Black can move first. Usually now the conventional way of playing chess is white move first. So to make it black move first, this is the science behind it. So we use it in my school. We arrange the board and we make black color stay on the right hand angle, not left. And
Okay,
now white
so
stay on the left hand.
someone is asking you a question from the audience. The person says, "Do you still play with the rules? Yes or no?"
Do I still play with the rules?
Yeah, the rules of the game. Like, do you still
Okay,
play by the rules of the game of chess?
see, let me tell you something. Chess itself has a name called Chaturanga. When chess was created in the 643, about the 7th century AD, this was the name chess was called. It was played by four. Let's talk about rules. It was played by four different people. Then the king and the queen are equivalent. So four people play chess because the king and the queen have equal power. Google is your friend.
Hmm.
The rules of chess has been changed by this same Europe. You know, even though they did
Hmm.
not tell us that it was even African Moors, Muslim Moors that even brought even this chess right there. It was blacks.
Black
So
people
the
invented chess.
black people invented chess. Black people from India, yes. So
So chess
the
is
rules of
one of
chess
our
has been
stolen
changed.
legacies.
Yes, the rules of chess has been changed. So if you're talking about rules, let's go back to where the rules started from.
Hmm.
So the rules of
Okay.
chess,
So
there's even what they call regional laws. There are some things that some regions even put into it, and but we Africans, we are not even bold enough to wear our clothes. How can we be bold enough to say black move first?
I like that. I'm not bold enough to wear our clothes. Right. Right. Okay, so I'm going to let in the audience now as they request. And their audience, please be respectful with your questions and your comments. Thank you very much while I let you in one after the other. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Welcome, Bella B.
Hello. First, I would like to um, thank you all for being here. This was very informative. Um, and I appreciate you all taking your time out and answering the questions and, giving us a little insight into your world and what you have going on. Um, I would like for the moderator to reiterate a couple of the questions because I believe that in order to truly bridge the gap, we need to understand those answers from both spectrums, us in the diaspora and, those on the continent, the homegrowns. So if you don't
Okay.
mind, I'll be quick with it, with my answers, but go
Okay.
ahead and ask me what you choose.
Okay. The first question was
The ones about
before.
organization, you could probably leave out. So, because I don't
Oh,
have
okay.
one,
Okay.
but
Okay.
just give me. Mhm.
Okay, before you realize the lies that were told about Africa, I asked the panelists what their view was about the outside world. So I'm guessing you being a diasporan, I can ask you what was your view or your perspective about Africa?
Well, my perspective, they teach us that Africa is a dark continent. All of
Mm.
y'all live in huts. Your belly's big. Your face full of flies. Um, there's no intelligent thought. Um, y'all just live in squander. And
Hmm.
it was when I was a kid, we had insults for each other that were African based. We would call each other African booty scratcher and tar baby and it's another one. They just made a whole stigma about around being black. Period. So
Hmm.
my thought of the world was, I've always had an inkling that America wasn't the shit. America wasn't all that, but I didn't have any direction to filter out my thoughts and to gather what was real and what was not from what we were taught over here.
Hmm.
So um, when I finally realized that everything that they taught us was some bullshit for the most part, it angered me. It angered me. I had some of the same questions that some I've heard time and time again from other people from the diaspora. Just like here in America, why did y'all leave us to squander? Why did why didn't y'all come back to get us? Y'all don't give a fuck about us. All of those type of things. And then I learned better. I began to reach out and befriend people that were born on the continent. And
Hmm.
as brash and as rough as I can be, I learned. I learned. And I appreciate that because
Hmm.
it opened my eyes. It made me want to go to the continent. And when I went, I fell in love. And it, it was a whole new world to me. It was like I couldn't understand why anybody would want to leave. With all, I'm not saying that Africa is all roses and tulips and all of that stuff, because you have your problems too. But
Right.
if I had to choose being here and being there, I would choose there any day of the week, no matter the
Hmm.
hardship. And I just want to build with my brothers and sisters on the continent, because I feel like, being that even though I wasn't born there and I might be a few generations removed from my immediate ancestors being there, Africa is my birthright.
Right.
Everyone of African descent, Africa is our birthright. That is our place. Africa is for Africans, and we have to rebuild it as such. I yield on that question.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bella the B.
Okay.
The next question was, what inspired your activism?
What inspired my activism? That goes back to me becoming conscious. Shout out to Lucy, because that's who brought me into consciousness. That's who gave me my first book, the Teachings and Writings of Marcus Garvey. And from that, it opened my world. And I just felt like I had to do something just to feel like I was doing something. So I spend most of my time trying to connect and
Hmm.
and trying to debunk the misconceptions that we have about each other, because this enemy that we have, this common enemy that we have, knows that if we ever bring it
Mm-hmm.
together, then it's basically the end of their bullshit, and that's the ultimate um, failure of them. That if we
Right.
ever get it right with each other, that
A united black
it
front is a threat. Hmm.
huh? I,
I was just only buttressing on your point. Please
yeah,
go on. Please go on.
yeah, that we ever get it together, then that's the end of their bullshit. And I love to see stuff like this, and
Hmm.
I'm proud of listening to this, from hearing these perspectives. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to be unified in all of our thoughts to be unified in our intentions.
Right.
And that's in my soul. So that's what inspired me. Waking up, seeing the bullshit, and feeling like I had to do something, however small it felt, however small it seemed. I yield on that question.
Thank you very much. The last one for personal questions is which of the
I'm sorry, you dropped out.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my other question is which one of the heroes before us, which one of the heroes you consider your supreme mentor?
I would have to say it's two for real, for real. I kind of spliced the ideology of two together, and that would be Marcus Garvey because that was the first eye opener I had, and then Malcolm X because I feel like that we need to be by any means necessary. One of the
Mm-hmm.
panel members touched on about we're scared of sacrifice, and I feel like that without a premise of self-sacrifice, we're never going to get this right. We need to leave these, take away some of these creature comforts, or learn to live without them in order to look at the bigger picture and get things done. If we do not do that, we're never going to get anywhere. That's first and foremost. And Marcus Garvey is because he, as one of the panel members also I think touched on, he was the closest, the most successful we've had in recent years to get us to that unity that we needed to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, and independent from our enemy.
Hmm.
So that's I yield on that question.
Okay, thank you very much. Uh, Before I ask you about any personal comments, I would like to let in a few more. Or do you have any questions for the panelists?
Um, I pretty much don't have any questions for the panelists. Um, it was a beautiful thing though, but y'all brothers have a blessed day, and I'm dropping off the panel.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Thank you very much, Bella the B. I really
Okay,
appreciate. I
no
really
problem,
appreciate.
no problem, bro.
Okay, I'm going to bring another brother in. Hello, Mufasa. Welcome to the Black Tank. Mufasa.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
I think the moderator has gone off.
Hello, I'm so sorry about that. Mufasa.
Yeah, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening. Thank you for joining
Yeah,
us.
okay. Am I the one?
Yes,
Am I to ask the question?
yeah, that's why you're on.
Okay,
You.
okay. What I feel like for me, what I feel like the African problem, it's not now the ideological problem. Everybody is smart in Africa. We know everybody knows the white is
Mm-hmm.
exploiting us, but the
Mm-hmm.
rationality situation is while we preach ideology, teach ideology, tell ideology, people still go out to work and uphold the capitalist structure that is bringing down Africans in Africa.
Right. Right.
What I have to say is, I would say the African problem is no more of an ideological war. Let us leave the
Hmm.
ideological war. We have known that we have
Mm-hmm.
fought ideological battle enough. How do we uphold ourselves as people to stop running the American economy race, to stop running the dollar race and start running the African race? So that's the question
Hmm.
I have for anybody that wants to answer or anybody that wants to contribute to that.
Hmm. Okay.
So I'm
How do we stop living the American dream and begin to live the African dream?
So is anyone going to going to answer that?
Yeah, please go on. Go on, please, Comrade Street.
Uh, okay. Comrade Mufasa, you said something, and I'm going to say you're very wrong. You said everybody knows that the white supremacists are raping us. Not all of us knows this. Just
Hmm.
few, just few knows this. You think everybody knows? No, my brother, they don't know. They don't know. In fact, they don't even know we are at war. Okay, come to the neighborhood, come to the deprived and the disadvantaged area here to see how we party every day, how we flex, how we want to be like the elites. You know, we are in a society. I usually say this: we are in a society where everybody wants to be a beneficiary of a system. See, this thing is systemic. We don't know. It's beyond the physical. It's beyond the physical. You need a third eye. Your mind need to be ignited to know these things. Everybody in the society uh, uh, want to be a beneficiary of the system. You know, those who are beneficiary don't care if things goes right because they are beneficiaries of what befell motherland people. So the ones
Hmm.
who are willing to become beneficiaries too are even more than the ones benefiting presently. That is what we have in the society. So do not tell me they know. If they really know, okay, let me tell you something. If they really know, now everybody keeps shouting that why do governments why do they are they robbing us, why are they looting us, why are Americans raping us and looting us for what do you want to call the pastors we have in Nigeria? They are imperialist pawns. They are imperialist puppets, you know hijacking territories in Africa, converting our people to Europeans and Arabs. Now, why do our people keep contributing their money to make these people rich? Do you know how rich these people are? E.g., Pastor Yedeko
Hmm.
is the richest pastor in Africa. Now, like one of my colleagues said something about Makogavi building something. I saw it recently. I was so amazed. Like, also, this man really achieved much, and that inspired my thoughts of seeing how our people have been foolishly, foolishly depriving them, even raping themselves. They don't know. You gather your money. You can all come together as Africans. Okay, for instance, the Redeem camp, the Oyedepo camp, and then all these camp, all these church people. If these thousands come together and contribute that money to build schools, to build companies, to build something that they will benefit from for themselves, do you think they won't grow more than this? Do you think they will still be they will still depend on these idiots we call rulers?
Hmm.
It is because these people knows that if you control the food, you will control the nation. If sorry, if
Hmm.
you control the food, you will control the people. If you control the economy, you will control a nation, like they said. So economically, they control us. We need to be economical independent right now, which is something that's affecting so many revolutionaries today. That's why they end up becoming sellouts because they are. How can you be political conscious? You are mental conscious and spiritual conscious, but you're not economical independent. You're still depending on the system. That
Hmm.
means they said, "Who pays the vipers, it takes the tools." When you're not doing as the systems right, if you're not acting according to their script, they will drop you off. And if they drop you off, what will be the next thing? So these are the things we don't know at all. That is what I'm trying to correct here. If we know, we won't be contributing our money to make some imperialist pawns rich today. The money was supposed to contribute for to build hospitals, good health care centers, schools, and companies for ourselves. This is the thing. Okay, there's this program we want to try to organize in my own organization, soonest. There's this tire Dunlop and Lisa, what are they called? Company at
Dunlop.
at Agege there. They shut down because due to light barrier,
Hmm.
electricity barrier. Do you know who
Yeah.
bought that land? Do you know who bought that land?
Who?
It was a church. Now, say people attended that church and start praying for jobs. Now you bought a
Hmm.
land that a company sold because they cannot afford diesel anymore. Now you build a church on it and start praying for same job. So tell me who is foolish here? So how did they know that they are being raped? They don't know. Seriously. That is why conscious revolution is very essential here. We need to these people need to we need to open their eyes first, because all we do now is fight shadows. We don't even know our enemies. And to me, you cannot defeat a demon you enjoy playing with. So let me just stop there. Moderator, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mufasa, do you have any more questions? Okay, so I would ask one of the audience dropped a question in the comments, and by Peace, Love, and Lucy, she says, we need a team of honest consultants on the continent, ones we can trust. How do we build that? Does anyone mind answering the question for us? Comrade Street and Comrade Ga.
Uh, okay. I think I saw that question. I saw the
Yeah.
question. She asked, how are we going to trust anyone to give them money to do whatever they want to do? I think one of the debaters already said that, why can't they come down here? And since the trust is so low in the society, nobody
Mm-hmm.
trust anybody anymore. Like they said, whenever you just say hi to anybody in the diaspora on Facebook, you know, even if you have good intention,
Yeah.
what will come to their mind will be, this one in Nigeria scammer, you know. I've that, So me, I don't even care. I keep doing my thing, no matter how they view me. What me I will say here is, like these people usually do, that they will just send down money here in form of aids, telling us that they want to boost our educational system, they want to build a good healthcare center for us. The
Hmm.
likes of Bill Gates, who are the capitalists, one of those raping Africa today. They will give us 1% out of the 100% they stole from us and call us aid.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't they come down here? He be Gates. Now you want to help us. You want to build school. You want to build good education. Why are you sending this money to our government to do these things? Why are you sending this money to some individuals? I don't understand. And you will sit
Hmm.
there and telling us that your government is corrupt. They are corrupt leader. You know they are corrupt, and you keep giving them this money. So who is foolish here? Well,
Hmm.
it's not foolish. They know what they are doing. They give this government the money so that they can be allowed to continue raping us. If they don't do
Hmm.
that, those government don't allow them. That is the jack. So me, if we're talking about trust here, I don't think I cannot even vouch for anybody. I can't even vouch for myself, let alone anybody. So
Hmm.
what me I suggest is, if anyone is willing to do this thing, they can just form a group there. Well, it's not going to cost them anything to send like 2 3 delegates down here to come represent them. So those 2 or 3 delegates can just go around, maybe participate in one or two groups or movement or organization, and see if they can trust anyone, not just sitting there and keep sending money here and think. So everybody they look for money.
Hmm.
The situation is so hard. So when people spend your money, do not blame them. Seriously.
Hmm.
So that's what me I can say as per that question she asked.
But
So
now it's not just about them coming or needing to be present. Even we that are on the continent, we still have people trying to scam us. Do you
exactly,
understand? We have people that are trying to scam us, and even you that was born on the continent, you could want to secure a land somewhere you've never been before. Do you get? And you still get ripped off. So
yeah, exactly,
I think the question is, how can you tell which person to trust as a continental? A lot of people get sweet mouth. Make I talk am for pidgin now. A lot of people get sweet mouth. Maybe say, and their sweet mouth is their mouth is so sweet that they can manipulate you to buy anything, and even if it is scam.
exactly. You know. So I don't know. I don't know. I
So
don't know.
I don't know if you can shed light on certain red flags when it comes to patronizing or when it comes to engaging in business with anybody on the continent.
Okay. Now, um, well, I think I met some couples of Pan Africanists recently who are from the diaspora. So based on this thing we call trust, they were like, I was like, okay, how can we work together? Like, I personally approached Bella to ask her how we
Hmm.
can work together before I was invited to come participate in this very program. So I've
Okay.
asked so many of them, but I don't like him. I don't tell them that we're going to need funding because funding to me is secondary. What should be the primary thing is the mindsets. How to gather the mindsets. You know, so uh, do you know what I told them? You know what I told them? For them to trust me.
Uh,
It's not about the funding thing, no. It's about the trust now, how we can work together. I told them that, okay, now I have an organization, whose foundation is built on a honest principle. And there's this thing we call integrity. If our
hmm.
integrity is compromised, definitely we won't have that power to criticize the criminals we are criticizing here. So our that integrity is we so much cherish it. So I would like you to come into that organization. I'll add it into our chat group since you are not here, so that you can see the things we do. Then, if at all you see any of us you're trying to work with do any shady thing or whatever, trying to play you, just say it there. That so
Hmm.
is trying to play me, you know. So I don't think that kind of person will want to do that. I don't think that kind of person will want to lose the trust that people that are looking up to him will want to lose that kind of trust. Are you getting it? So
Yeah, I'm getting you. But if I'm to get you correctly, you're trying to
yeah,
say that if we are to work with each other,
yeah,
we should work within our organizations. We should work
organization,
within
exactly,
organizations.
exactly,
So
not
it's easy to trace who is coming who and all of that.
exactly. You're not working with an individual now. You're working with an organization now. So you should
Mm,
know. You should once you know the leaders, the core. Maybe the originator. You make your findings about the person to know who this person is. Then we can start building trust from there. I think to
mm-hmm.
me that's the way we can do it now. So that's what I have to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade
You're
Street. I
welcome.
really appreciate. Comrade Ga, I really appreciate you for joining us tonight. And I'll invite Black Tank in as I come to a conclusion of the show tonight. Thank you all for joining us today. and may the spirit of the ancestors be with you and bless every one of your endeavors. Bless you all. Thank you for joining us once again.
Ashe.
Okay. All right. I want to thank everyone for coming. I'd like to thank our panel for an enjoyable evening, a nice exchange. And I'd like to thank those who had questions and that they wanted to ask. And for those who missed out because of, internet issues, we'll try again next time. All right, everybody. Peace, power, and unity. Thank you for joining us at the Ebony Star Network. Let's enjoy some music on our way out.